Hey. Let's welcome to Lunchtime Live with NC ProModer. Like and share. What's going on? Let's just let this thing run a minute and get some viewers on here. I told you we'd give you a quick update about the great weekend we had at the World Series of ProMod. So let me get some things going here.
Tired of weak and boring lighters?
Oh, got problems here.
Incredible fire.
You can share. What's going on? All right, almost got this. This is not something I'm good at. I'm super great at calling race cars trackside, making drag racing greater. I'm not great on this whole podcast, whatever you want to call it. But hey, let's just let everybody jump in here just a minute. Wow. I'm still like on cloud 1844. Just last weekend was just a perfect storm for me. We were on the good side of the storm. Unfortunately, Flow Racing was not on the good side of the storm, but man, they made a great call. And I don't know how to explain it any other way, but they were professional, compassionate for their customers, and as far as I'm concerned, they picked the right man to do the job. So, all right, looks like we're banging on in here. We'll go ahead and get started. I'll tell you about my whole trip. We were gone 11 days, 11 nights in an RV. Thank goodness my new RV is a little bit bigger than the last one. I got to thank Mrs. NC for going along. She took the whole week off. She was a huge asset, help to me. So you guys follow her page on Facebook. She's not super, what do I want to say? She's not as into it as I am, but she does have a Mrs. NC page, so follow along. She's promised me she'll try to be a little bit more active, but man, she's got my back 24/7 in this deal. She didn't sign up for this. She didn't marry into this. This just all kinds of happened. So I'm trying to watch the comments, so just if I look over and go away, hey everybody, don't forget the world famous saying right here on ProModer, like and share. If you can't watch it live, just watch it later. So we got a few people coming in, so let's get rolling. Started a trip. We left here Thursday afternoon. God, what was that, 2 weeks ago? They were calling for rain. I told her, I said, I'm ready to go. She was not ready, but she got in scramble mode, and we left 15 minutes earlier than we were anticipating going. Drove down to the beautiful place of Wallerboro, South Carolina, and spent the night in the Cracker Barrel parking lot. Got there late. Cracker Barrel was closed. Tried to get an Uber to go to a Ruby Tuesdays. It was 1.2 miles away, and they wanted $49, and I had to wait an hour. So we had a Buc-ee's chicken salad sandwich that we purchased when we got some fuel down there at Buc-ee's. So such a romantic night eating Buc-ee's chicken salad sandwiches on low-carb tortillas. But we were watching Flow Drag Racing Lights Out coverage, so that was fun. And then we picked up and moved on Friday. I didn't quite drive far enough to beat the rain. We did hit some rain. Where do we end up Friday? Oh, Friday we were going to Lights Out, but the weather forecast looked like it was not going to be good. I didn't think. I guess now I know why I'm not a weatherman. They had excellent weather. We went to Lake Okalala, Walla Halla, something like that, out in the middle of nowhere. Go ahead.
It's actually a river.
A river.
Never mind, you just said
Okalala, Walla Halla River. Well, it rained the whole time we were there, so I got caught up on my sleep. We watched live drag racing again on Flow Drag Racing Friday night. I really want to be at Lights Out for the Stevie Jackson JT Motorsports race. JT's been a good friend of mine, and man, you know, Stevie Jackson's he's just a friggin' man. He went down there and showed up and showed out. So then we got out of there Saturday morning, went to one of my personal sponsors there, American Pride Golf Carts down in Bradenton, Florida. Paul and Jeannie opened their home up to us. Beautiful place they have. They have a pond in the backyard. There was an alligator floating around, so I was just mesmerized with that. I spent all day watching that alligator. I wanted to go over and I got a couple pictures I'll put up, but I haven't yet. So they took us out for a wonderful dinner at a very nice restaurant in Bradenton Saturday night. So thanks Paul and Jeannie and American Pride Golf Carts for all your hospitality. Love being with you guys. Sunday. It's Sunday afternoon and we get to the racetrack and I already feel like I'm late because there's probably 40 or 50 people there already. So rode around, Did this all night, ran my mouth, yada, 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 yada. Talked to everybody I knew. I got to tell you, I'd played with my new equipment for almost a month. I knew I had everything working perfectly. It was going to be great. But guess what? Monday morning, technical difficulties. Have you ever heard of technical difficulties? My friends at Flow had technical difficulties. Unfortunately, mine were minor technical difficulties. I was locked out of the NC ProModer Facebook account. I'm thinking, oh my God, that was in crisis mode. My buddy Jerry from Bradenton Motorsports had agreed to help me. I was like, hey, come back later. I got to figure this out. Well, I never could figure it out. I still haven't figured it out. We couldn't get on NC ProModer, so I just decided to stream to my personal page and YouTube. Well, looking back at that, that was a sign from the man upstairs that it was time to get on YouTube and take over. So the YouTube following grew by, I doubled my followers on YouTube in 4 or 5 short days. So end of the day, we were having a couple thousand people watching where I'm used to having a couple hundred, and that was just great. So we dealt with that. I still don't have that deal set up yet, so I may try to fool with it and I may not. But man, YouTube has been so good to us. This whole live chat thing is going on. I want to thank everybody for liking, sharing, subscribing, smashing that button. So that at the end of the day, between Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, I was live trackside at Bradenton Motorsports Park for over 36 hours. Everything I had worked great. Thank you to YOLO Box, Starlink, T-Mobile. I pay this ungodly fee for some network bonding, which when I was smart enough to remember to turn it on, we had 0 drop frames. The sound was amazing. I know that we had some sound problems on Sunday, but we'll get into that in a minute. So there we go. Monday through Thursday, blew the internet up. I'm just on cloud 9. Friday, I just kind of take the day off. Talked to all my ProMod buddies that I hadn't got to spend much time with. And as I said, I was going to drink Mick Ultras and eat Cheetos. I did drink Mick Ultras, but I never found any Cheetos. So, can I get a napkin? So I got the sniffles. So I'm trying to read you guys' comments, but like I said, I'm not great at this whole podcast, schmodcast thing. So I'm glad y'all are watching. So then we get on into racing Friday. We do some qualifying. I snapped a few pictures. By the way, I got like 2 phones and 2 cameras full of content, and I have no clue when I'm going to be able to get that up because I'm leaving in the morning to go to Gator National. So Friday night, I wanted to watch qualifying under the lights. Snuck upstairs in West Buck's beautiful tower there behind the starting line. The media pass back looks just like the VIP ticket. So I went upstairs. I grabbed me a Mick Ultra out of the ice cold cooler and I watched some drag racing. Hadn't been up there but a couple pair. And one of my great sponsors and dear friends, Larry Jeffers, comes up there. So me and him talk the whole time. We're watching cars. I'm seeing people excited. The qualifying was just absolutely amazing. Flow racing was on point Friday night. They were getting it done. I did go back and watch the replay later on. That drone footage, that guy with that boom jib camera, top end interviews. I mean, that was just amazing. It was an awesome spectacle to see that. Went downstairs to the VIP deck. They have Flow races streaming on both sides. Talked to a few more people. Imagine that. So Friday night was absolutely one of the best times I had at the drag strip in a long time. So Saturday, did a little streaming, watched a little racing, did a whole lot of networking. Thanks to everybody that purchased a t-shirt from us. That really helps us. And more importantly, I like to see you walking around a racetrack with NC ProModer gear on. So going to do a better job of trying to market ourselves on that, but I'm only a one-person gang, and Mrs. NC, she helps when she can, but we're going to get that figured out. But moving on. Saturday night, under the lights, final qualifying session. Many top racers are still on the outside looking in. We got the fastest field we've ever had. We limp on through, a couple more guys get in there, and then we get down to the fast cars. Oh, did I tell you? I think I even posted on Facebook. I don't know if you know that, but I do post on Facebook some. So I'm sitting there on the starting line, watching the cars go. The flow feed is just a tick behind, so you can watch the whole lap, and then you can turn over and watch the thing from about 4 angles in that cool Jumbotron. And that was just I enjoyed that. That was really cool. I wish more drag strips that had the resources could put that Jumbotron up on the corner. PDRA Racing, I sure would like to see it there. So that was just amazing to watch that whole deal, watch the flames. You could see everything. So, you know, Saturday, that was great. Enjoyed that. Had a couple more West Bucks free beers because I snuck in there again. Not sure if I was supposed to go or not, but I just act like I owned the place, which I didn't really then, but everything. So another funny issue for Saturday. My friends at PJS Racing Engines, the Pez family, gave me a little heads up that the car was coming back from Cameron Johnson's chassis shop. You might just want to stick around because they were nice enough to let me park my golf cart in front of their rig because they had a ProMod parking spot. So once Bradenton Motorsports gets packed up, man, there's not a lot of golf cart parking unless you want to walk. I don't like to walk. So we got there, and all of a sudden, I'm going live because here comes the headhunter, Brandon Pez's machine, back from an all-night visit to the chassis shop to get the wishbone replaced and a bunch of bars welded up. And I got to think, one of the highlights of my career is Nate Van Wagen.
Yeah.
Nate Van Wagen from Drag Illustrated comes walking up and says, I got about 20 people reporting here and 30 photographers, and I got to watch breaking news on NC ProModer. So thank you to the Pez family and PJS Racing Engines. That made a great video. Go back and watch it on our YouTube channel and Facebook channel. The Pez Racing machine getting unloaded there from Cameron Johnson. Thanks to Cameron Johnson and his crew for working all night. That was just spectacular. Let me look at the comments for a second and see what's going on. Yeah, we killed it. It was top notch. Thanks, Miss Lane. Love you guys too, man. We just once again, the Pez family gave us some great content. We broke the internet on that. Not sure if I've made any friends or enemies with Drag Illustrated, but I had the exclusive, and that's what you work for. So once again, Saturday was great. We moved on. Got some new gigs here we'll be offering for sale pretty soon. NC ProModer mugs. I bought a bunch and gave them to all my sponsors. Thank you guys. I hope you enjoy them as much as I do. Diet Mountain Dew for the win this morning. So we get on to race day, Sunday. I'm watching the live stream from down there RV. We had some breakfast. I do my rosing around there. Flo's having a little trouble. I see that. Didn't really think nothing about it. Call round one up to the staging lanes. I decided I'd go live and walk through, try to get you guys excited, talk to a few racers. All of a sudden, I got the one and only. I got Courtney in my ear saying, hey, we got a problem. We're down. If you want to go live, you can. I was like, what? I said, all I have is my cell phone. I'll do the best I can do. Okay. So to make a long story short, we all saw what happened. The ProModer came out of the bullpen. We live streamed the first round of ProMod with a cell phone. That went okay. I could tell we were dropping. I sent Mrs. NC to find Courtney and say, you know, or I noticed I was getting some comments that they were back up, they were back down. I was like, you know, I made an agreement with her that I would stop anytime that she wanted me to. You know, because this was all uncharted waters. Let me see if I can get back to my face. Uh-oh. So this is all uncharted waters. Courtney made a judgment call. She was trying to get in touch with some of her bosses and see if it was okay for me to go live. But there had been a meeting between Wes Buck, Courtney, and Victor and some others about getting this race live streamed. And, you know, they chose me. You know, she didn't know she was going to get fired over this whole deal. But at the end of the day, after talking to her this morning, last night, her bosses supported her on that decision. And that decision was all for you racers. So once again, the ProModer, I did the first round with a cell phone. I wasn't happy with it. Finally got word from Nate there that Courtney said, hey, Jay, you can stay on as long as you want. Do whatever you want for the rest of the day. Well, in my mind, that was a golden opportunity for ProModer Vision to break the internet. So we shut down. I'm sorry we missed Outlaw 10.5 first round. Those guys put on a phenomenal show. The track was a little hot Sunday afternoon, so a couple of them made hellacious passes. Excuse my language. I usually use foul language, but they made some killer runs. Those things locking up on a big end, that Outlaw 10.5 car just going down through there on 2 wheels. It was awesome. So I made the call. We shut down. I phoned Mrs. NC. I was like, come get me. We got to get all our stuff. We got to get it set up. So my whole new rig takes about 30 minutes to get linked up and set up. We got back on, and I think that live stream went almost 7 hours. The kid came out of the bullpen. So with that being said, at the end of the day, after 6 hours of live streaming, we got a whole new status in the internet, Facebook world, YouTube. I think at one point we had close to 7,000 people watching between Facebook, YouTube. I've never experienced that kind of success. I just don't know what else to do. Oh, goodness, hold on here. This is all new to me. So 7,000 people watching NC ProModer Vision live. Flow Drag Racing is back up, but I got the green light to stay on, so we stayed on to the very end of the day. The pit vid, we did several of them. I always enjoy doing that. I'm glad you guys like watching them. That's a little something we can do. So at the end of the day, I owe everything to this chick right here. She made the call. She put her neck on the line for me. I support her 100% in everything she does. So Courtney Enders, Flow Racing, upper management of Flow Racing, Wes Buck, his whole team, Victor Alvarez, their whole team. Man, we just absolutely made it happen. They wanted that race on TV. They gave us the opportunity. I'm just overwhelmed. So thank you to everyone that watched. I'm sure you noticed on the live stream, I do need to apologize to all my sponsors that I didn't run their logos the whole time because my girl Courtney had stuck her neck out to me, and I didn't want this show to be all about me. So we just ran the World Series of ProMod logo down in a corner, and then with some downtime, I put mine in to take care of my sponsors. I got almost 30 sponsors this year, which allow me to just reach for the stars. And I'm just super grateful for each and every one of them. We'll go over them in just a minute, but if any of those guys got offended by me doing that, I'm sorry. I just thought that was the most professional thing to do because we were on the national event scene. You know, a lot of racers all over the world were sharing that thing because Flow was down. I was trying to be respectful because Flow let us do it. And once again, I apologize to all my sponsors. I did take those logos off of there so we could have a good, clean picture. And I know they were watching. They all appreciate it. I haven't heard any negativity or different feedback from any of my sponsors. They usually support me 100% in everything we do. So I'd stick those logos on there when we were under track prep or downtime or oil down. So that's where we're at. So we get all the way to the end. We got Big Jim and my man, the Dragon Slayer, Derek Ward Racing. Derek has been a friend of mine almost from the first time we met. I've stayed in I stayed in the couch in his trailer many, many times out of town. He's coming to the finals. Well, we all know the music was really loud at World Series of ProMod, which I thought was really cool. I enjoyed a lot of the songs, but man, it was tough to stream over. I know we got a lot of comments on the video, yada, yada, yada. You know, not my call, not my show. I enjoyed it. I'm going to purchase some kind of headset so I can talk over it. I'm not the smartest IT videographer or whatever. We'll figure something out that can make it work. So I see you guys are still rolling in here. Lunchtime live with NC. So I do realize the music was an issue, so then we just started zooming on the names and the scoreboard. I got tired of trying to shout over it. I eventually lost my voice. So then once we said we got to the finals, we ran out all the way down. Derek waited on Jim to put a motor in his car. I guess he had a bullet that he wanted to shoot. And then Jim waits on Derek. Derek gets to the starting line, his car won't start. The starter's Bendix has issues from what I understand later. So the whole G-Force race car team, Resolution Racing Services, the whole Salimi gang, they helped Derek. They pushed that car back. I was able to get in position. Flo was back up by then, or at least it was up at the racetrack, so we got to watch all that happen on the big screen, which was totally cool to see that go down. We ran all the other classes out, and then here we come. Big Jim and Little Derek coming back to the finals. I told John Salimi, I said, man, you got one job. Don't screw it up. That ain't what I said, but that's what I'm going to say on TV. Don't screw it up. So, boy, Derek put the hammer down on that Pontiac Firebird. She rolled out of there, and just like a typical G-Force race car Salimi tune-up, she hikes up around a 60-foot cone and just rides and rides and rides and rides. And all of a sudden, the win light is on for Derek Ward. He wins $100,000. Man didn't even get an invite to the World Series of ProMod last year. He's the Northeast Outlaw ProMod champion, and he won $100,000. I threw the camera over to Mrs. NC, and I ran and jumped and celebrated everything with those guys because they're all great, dear friends of mine. My buddy Henry George there on Derek's team, 5G's Classic Motorsports, been with me for a couple years. So, holy cow, holy cow. Derek, I'm going to Winter Circle. I know for sure I'm going to Winter Circle. This was my post all week long was, if somebody I know wins, I'm crashing the picture. Well, they welcomed me with open arms, man, and we threw fake money, and we got champagne all over. So Derek Ward for the win, representing the Northeast Outlaw Pro Mod Association as best as it could possibly be. Things. Everything cool?
Just checking your comments.
Checking my things. So, wow. So at the end of the day, thanks to all my great sponsors. I'm going to run them off here. It's going to take me a minute. Let me take a deep breath because it's a big list. And that list is going to grow. I think I've picked up 2 more. So, man, it's going to allow us to branch out and branch out. Decker Salvage, P2 Contracting, Smokey's Garage, Santos Motorsports, DY Concrete Pumps out of Texas, Raleigh Windwater, Redline Synthetic Oil, a major player in drag racing and believes in NC ProModer. Hart's Turbos, man. The Hart's Turbos were powering the Mark Mickey machine. I'm glad to have them on. Our buddy Billy Albert coming out there in the Albert Race Engines. Aschenbach, Withfield, Virginia dealerships on the rear corner. Of course, Structural Mechanical. And then the man, the myth, the legend, Mark Mickey and the M&M Transmission Machine. Bill Lutz and his great company, Skinny Me America. We've all seen what Skinny Me did for me. If you're interested in that, send me a message. I got a link that'll save you some money. As I said, Larry Jeffers, race cars, dear friend of mine, one of the best car builders. Our friends out of Maryland, Canvas Plus, the Cooch family, thank you for your support. It was so great to see Jeff and Angie with Hickory Enclosed Trailers and Racing Performance Motor Coaches down there racing the Chevelle, and Travis Harvey was driving the dragster. Go for Utility Services was on board with Tony Wilson for the weekend in the Shaky Pudding Corvette. They didn't quite make the show, but Go for Utilities has been with me. They're my longest coverage partner. They've been with me for 5+ years. We already talked about American Golf Carts Services out of Bradenton, Florida. They're back with us again this year. Super, just honored to be with the Tutterow family and that whole tie drive deal. They picked tie drive because I already had an engine sponsor at that time, so appreciate tie drive coming on board, YO Motorsports. My man Tony Wilson has my back 24/7 in the YO Motorsports powered Shaky Pudding Corvette. He had Premier Concrete Services on board. Celebrity Machine Works and Go for Utilities were helping Tony out. I'm going to stay with Tony this weekend at the NHRA event as he tries to get that beautiful 55 in the show. Affordable Transmissions, LJ Wood and the gang out of Chesapeake, Virginia. They've been with us for a couple years. Can't wait to race with those guys at PDRA. Chris Reeney's dealership down there in Carolina. Eleanor Auto Sales of North Carolina. Rob Cox and the Cox Trucking family up there in Michigan. They didn't have their best weekend, but, man, appreciate what they do. 2 of our newest sponsors here, SP Tools of North Carolina and Southern Diamond Company, also on board with Party Time Racing. Wowza, wowza, wowza. They were at the track. It was good to see those guys. Thanks for what they do. You know, Fuel Tech everywhere. Fuel Tech USA is with NC ProModer. My buddy Ty Suggs, Ray Tech Machine Tools. We did pick up some sponsorship from the Coast Packing Group out of California. Eric G. and Jason Lee and the boys. Pilot Racing's back with us, a Savage 3.0, and our latest one right there in the corner, Hyde Construction. Thanks for helping the ProModer out. In closing, just an unbelievable weekend. I don't know if I'll ever come down. It was mentally and physically exhausting when we got home. We got home like, what did we get home, 9 o'clock at night, 8:30?
Yeah,
9 o'clock by the time I got settled in. I got under a blanket. I wanted to watch the F1 race. I think I watched 2 laps, and the next thing I know was 7 o'clock Tuesday morning. So, in closing, I got to give a shout out to my buddy Nate Prater over there at Streetcar Bragging Rights. I don't know if you guys follow him or check him out, but for his next event at Carolina Dragway, I believe it's in a few short weeks, he's put a section on there for everybody to buy on the float where you can make a $10 donation, and he's going to split that money up between all the media people there that are there, which I think is just outstanding. I bought 5 of them the other day to support those guys. A lot of those media guys come out of their own pocket, and they just love what they do. So, in closing, thanks to everybody on top of that thing for getting us to the racetrack. God, I am just like over the top excited about what this year is going to be. I couldn't do it without all my coverage partners, and more importantly, I couldn't do it without my family and friends and all my followers. Our followers is growing. We got some great events coming up. So, man, thank you, thank you, thank you.
I just saw one comment on the live chat on YouTube, and I think we need to say we are not kissing Flo's rear.
No, we're not kissing Flo's rear. I'm a positive person. Every time I say something negative, I pay the price, man. They had troubles. It was you don't expect a high dollar generator to burn up. And I'm sure when it burned up, it sent out what they call dirty power, because all these electronics run off an inverter generator, and it probably just wiped them out. They did the best they can do. It was trying times. They could have left you out in the dark. Courtney Enders stuck her neck out to me. Yes, I'm trying to build a relationship with Flo Drag Race, and they got over 500,000 followers.
And that started months ago.
And that started months and months. That started last year sometime. So, I just got positive things to say. I'm Mr. Positive Energy. I don't like to be around negativity. I can't stand it. So, I'm going to end that on a high note. Mm-hmm. Thanks to NPK Stews for all these crazy-ass things right here. Watch these videos. I do think I deserve a baseball bat from West Buck for hitting a grand slam and saving the World Series of ProMod, but that's all I'm going to say about that. Holy cow, holy cow. Life is good. Let me figure out how to shut this thing off. You guys are awesome. Have a great day. I'll see you live from Gainesville, as I said. I'm sure I'll be locked out at a racetrack, but that's okay. Appreciate Courtney Enders for believing in me. Thanks for Flow Racing for believing in me. Thanks for all my coverage partners. I've talked longer than I plan on talking. It's time to go to lunch. Lunchtime Live with NC coming to a close. I'll see you guys Friday from Gainesville Motorsports Park.